Can y'all hear me now? We good? We good? We good? The fuck? All right, we good now. We good. We good. All right. I've tried. I've tried to be patient. I've tried to give opportunity. I've tried to say this is our guy. I don't know. I I I, I just don't think that he's the answer. I'm saying it right now. I don't think that Bryce Young can take this team to the promised land. He just doesn't have whatever it is, he doesn't possess it. Whatever that is, the decisions that he's making, that interception that he threw to T Mac, the one that ultimately sealed the game, that was the worst pass I ever seen an NFL quarterback make. The worst fucking pass that I ever seen a quarterback make. That pass was short. It was late. It was a bad decision. I just I just don't think that he's going to be the guy to get us to the promised land. I think that he can be a solid regular season quarterback. I think that he can be that. I think that in games where the running game is going crazy, I think that he can be effective. But in games where the running game is getting shut down and you don't have the weapons, and I'm going to get to that too because it's not all on Bryce. We have no weapons on the offensive side of the ball. We have no weapons. Tech McMillan is dropping a lot of passes. He's dropping a lot. Xavier Leggett, he he's a non-factor. Saunders only show up every 5 or 6 games. You are lacking offense of weapons. You don't have a clear number one receiver yet that can go and get the ball when you need somebody to get open. He's a rookie. Ted McMillan is still a rookie. I think that he's going to be fantastic for us. I think that he has, as I said in the past, number one fucking wide receiver ability. But if you look today, nobody was getting open on the offense, bro. Nobody was getting open in the secondary. Even the commentators were saying it all game. Nobody was getting open. You were sitting here basically when the run game got shut down, you forced Bryce Young to become a quarterback. I don't think that he's the guy to get us to the promised land. I don't. I think he's going to be a good regular season quarterback, but I don't think he has the skill set to take us all the way. I just don't. We're too limited offensively. We're too limited. You just look at guys like Jackson Dart and some of these younger guys in the league, you just see that they have playmaking ability. They can turn anything. If you look at Jackson Dart today, Jackson Dart balled his fucking ass off. Drake May is looking like he's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Drake May looks like a Hall of Fame quarterback the way that he's been playing. Like that's his ceiling. Don't even trip because I'm not saying he's a Hall of Fame quarterback right now, but this season he looks, bro, some of the throws and the passes that he's making is fucking phenomenal. And I know you motherfuckers are going to get up here and say, well, Wavez, the offense, I can hear Christian now in his raspy ass voice. Wavez, the offensive line. Wavez, the wide receivers wasn't getting open. Bryce doesn't elevate this team. He doesn't elevate the team. He doesn't do it. I watched it. I've tried to give it opportunity. He just doesn't elevate the team. He just doesn't have the ability to take this team, how it's currently constructed, to the next level. Do you not understand how bad of a loss today was for us? How bad of a loss? Not only did the Falcons lose again today, the Falcons lost again today, Tampa Bay lost today. You had an opportunity to become one game out of first place in your division. And yet you lost to a team that had one win. One win. I don't give a fuck about it being a divisional game. I don't want to hear none of that shit. That's the problem. We're always wanting to sit up here and talk about division games being tough or these are the games. No, we are going to have to start winning some of these football games. The ones that we need to win are the ones that we got to win. This was a must win. The Falcons took the Colts to overtime. They're going to play with an extra edge next week. They're going to. They're going to come because we embarrassed them. We have to go to their house and play them coming off a game where they took arguably the best team in the AFC to overtime. You needed to win today. You needed to beat an inferior opponent. You couldn't do it. That's this team's problem. That's this regime's problem. J.C. Horn had a horrible day. What the fuck was J.C. Horn doing out there on the field today? Every route that he fell on, they scored on. The one to Olave, he just failed. A veteran quarterback just falling on the sideline, getting toast all game, struggling. The defense is a solid defense, but they give up too many big plays. They give up way too many big fucking plays. Way too many. You cannot be a great defense and giving up as many big plays as we do. You can't do it. But the quarterback, you're not going to win throwing under 200 yards every game. You're not going to win football games that way. I'm about to drop the link. The link is about to get out there, y'all. I'm about to drop the link, y'all. I'm fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't believe in Bryce Young. I don't believe in him. I don't believe in him. They wanted me to say it. I finally said it. I don't believe in Bryce Young. I don't believe in him. I don't. Every time that I try, he has performances like today. And motherfuckers are going to get up here and say, well, the wide receivers wasn't getting open, where the offensive line wasn't protecting. I already know that's what the excuses are going to be. I'm calling it out right now. Even before anybody jumps up here on the panel, I'm calling it out right now. Because I already know what niggas are going to say. But that's a part of the problem. That's a part of the problem. Because we're always making the excuses of why he's not successful. We're always doing that. We're always coming up with an excuse of why Bryce Young is playing the way that he's playing. We can no longer do it. This football team needs to win football games. I don't give a fuck about the stats, but when you're losing to a team that was 1-7 or 1-8, whatever the Saints were coming into this game, when you lose to them the way that you lost to them today, it's a problem, bro. You got a problem. And when I'm looking at mock drafts, just to give everybody insight on what I'm talking about, when I'm looking at mock drafts in 2026, they got the Panthers taking another wide receiver. And the PFF mock draft that I looked at, you can go look at it on PFF, came out about a week and a half ago. They had us taking Cornell Tate from Ohio State. I don't even blame them. I don't even blame, because you don't have no weapons on offense. You don't. These niggas cannot get separation. Jimmy Horn made a rookie mistake today. Fumbled a jet sweep. Fumbled a fucking jet sweep. Jimmy Horn. You can't do it. Xavier Legette, again, non-fucking factor. Nowhere to be found. Nobody is calling Xavier Legette's name in the game. You don't hear his name called at all. He's a non-factor, bro. You don't have weapons on this team. And today the Saints just put out the blueprint of how to beat us the rest of the way. The Falcons are going to watch this game, this footage. They're going to watch this footage, and they're going to go. Going to have the recipe of how to beat this Carolina Panthers team. You stop the run, they don't stand a chance. If you stop the run, if we can't run the ball, we're not winning football games. We're not. If Bryce Young is forced to win a game with his arm, we're not winning football games. We're not. And you could say whatever, and I know what niggas is going to get up here and say. I'm already telling y'all motherfuckers that I'm not going for it. I already know what Big Bruh, Christian, when them niggas pull up, I already know what they're going to say. They're going to say that They're going to use the excuses of the wide receivers not getting open, the offensive line not blocking today. And granted, those position groups were not good, but Bryce wasn't good today either, bro. He wasn't good today. He really should have had 2 interceptions. If it wasn't for that roughing the passer call on that first interception, he would have had 2 picks today. And again, they were just bad throws. They were bad throws. They were bad decisions. We take no shots down the field at all. Omar, I'm about to pull you up, bro. I'm getting my opening soliloquy off. We take 0 shots down the field a game. We don't take no shots down the field. I don't think we're making the throw over 25 yards. Like we just can't do it. We either don't have the talent to do it, the coach is just not calling it to do it, or Bryce Young just not making the throws to do it. I don't know. But we don't take no shots down the field at all. None. We take no shots down the field. How do you expect to keep a defense honest? How do you expect to keep a defense honest? Rico Duato is clearly not 100%. We've ran him into the ground. That's what we've done in this little winning streak that we've been on. We've run him into the ground. Bro, he had like 20 in the first half. He had like 15 touches and only 40 yards. They shut him down, bro. They shut him down. They shut him down. And when you can't run the ball, guess what? Now you're asking your quarterback to win the game. He can't do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I believe in Bryce Young. I really don't. It's like I'm torn, man, because a part of me is telling me that's your quarterback. He's shown flashes. He's shown a couple things that he can be the long-term guy. But games like today, there's too many of them, man, in the important moments. Like this was y'all might not feel like this, but I feel like today was a must-win. I feel like you had to show the NFL that you are a rising team. You already got the media talking about you. You already got the world watching you. This was an opportunity to really put a lot of questions about this team to rest. To rest. You had a chance to make a positive move in your division today. Winning this division game and everybody else losing. That is putting you 1 game out of first place. So now you actually have a legit chance of making the postseason. This set you back. And now you got to go on the road to play a hostile Atlanta team who played a hell of a game. The Atlanta Falcons have 12 sacks in 2 games. They have 12 sacks in 2 games. They had 6 sacks this week, and they had 6 sacks last week. The Atlanta Falcons, 12 sacks in 2 games. Bro, you needed to win this fucking football game today. Shout out to everybody, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Life is just a fucking Wave podcast. I am pissed the fuck off. Do not come up here with this bullshit today. If you're new to the channel, man, make sure you subscribe to it. Hit the like button on the goddamn video, man. Run me the fuck up, y'all. Look, the Cash App scrolling across the screen. Anybody feeling generous, bro, if we making a good point, y'all fucking with us. Make sure y'all show support, man. All proceeds, all blessings is thankful and wanted and appreciative for. We got Omar in the building, man. Go ahead, Omar. Make sense of this shit, bro.
What's going on, Wavez? How you doing, man?
What am I saying anything wrong? Let me know that first before you get in there. What you don't agree with?
The only thing I don't agree with is that we don't have the weapons, but I get to that point last. The big 3 for today: Bryce, my man Dave Canales, and J.C. Horn. Bryce with lackluster QB play. Dave Canales not making any adjustments to the run blitzes on the short down distances. They were doing that the whole game. We would get in the 3rd and short, 2nd and short. They step in the middle and they send them one off the edge. You wasn't going to beat them on a run, like you said. They weren't going to let Carolina beat them on the ground. And then JC
they forced us to beat them with our arm.
Yeah, and then JC you are all Pro Bowl caliber player. You
having
can't
a game like
you can't
this.
Even though it's little stuff. Yeah, you slip. You can't be doing that. That's stuff we expect from Nick Scott and Mike Jack. We don't expect that from you.
2 times, and they both led to touchdowns.
Both, and so that's what make the JC. That's like Derek Brown missing tackles right at the line of scrimmage. Like we can live with that from Ashawn or Bobby Brown, but not from you, Derek Brown, because you that guy. But I think we have weapons, but we can't utilize them how they need to be. We can only do 3 things, Wave. We can run the ball, we can do play actions, and we can do little flat routes and maybe a little curl or a little out route. But we can't run over the middle post. We can't even cook up them type of shots to keep a defense honest. Just because Bryce can't really see over the middle like that. It kind of got shown today. when he was getting those balls deflected. Some of them was over the middle. So it's like if you want to use Bryce's strengths, you have to kind of go away from kind of some things that would help this overall offense. Like I said, XL I always said looked his best with Andy. He looked his best last year with Andy. Out there with Bryce, he's just running routes. He's just running routes on air because Bryce don't even look his way. He got one. He got one target today, a kind of forced touchdown pass that was a misconnection. So you ain't lying. And like I said, this was a must win. And because last week, after you beat the Packers, a couple of people gave you praise and said, hey, Carolina may be good, but some people just chalked it up to Green Bay choking it. So this could have been a game, like you said, to tell the NFL, hey, we here. Instead, you just the same old Panthers. That one week you can beat Green Bay, and then next week you getting belt to ass by the Saints. Because even though the score was only 17-7, it was belt to ass.
Yeah,
Think
it
about it.
was worse than
We
that.
got
It was
outscored
worse than
we got outscored
17-7.
17-0. We scored the
Right.
opening drive, and you get outscored the whole rest of the game. So it was like
Man,
you got handled.
man, to me, the part that bothered me the most, Omar, about today, man, was just like I said, man, the Panthers can never capture the moments. They can never capture the fucking moments, bro. Like again, the opportunity of a lifetime right now is in front of you. You had an opportunity. Pull up, Quan. Pull up to the channel, bro. But before the madness take place, bro, make sure you pull up to the channel, Quan, before the madness take place, because you know when these other niggas pull up, it's gonna be madness. But what I'm saying is that this opportunity was of a lifetime. You had a chance to really change the narrative about this football team. You again, because everybody looks at us as a fucking joke, bro. Like they really do. The rest of the league looks at us as a fucking joke. You had momentum. That's why I said, man, we can't keep momentum. That's why this shit, the name of this live is that we can't keep momentum, man. Every time that you show growth, you take a huge step back. Today was a huge step back because of how you lost the game. It's not even the fact that you lost the game, it's how you lost the game today. You couldn't, like, the offense was fucking lackadaisical. The play calling again was mid as fuck today. Like, you're not, again, like you said, the Saints had a game plan and they executed that game plan to perfection.
All
We're
credit to
going
the
to stop.
Saints.
We're
All
going to
credit to the
stop. Yeah, you
Saints.
got to give the Saints fucking credit. They came in there with a game plan. We're going to shut Rico Duato the fuck down. We don't care how else the Panthers beat us, but number 5 will not be the one that beat us today. Like he's beat everybody else. That was their game plan. And we didn't stick to that shit at all. Like we literally played into their hands. And again, I'm telling you guys right now, I don't care what nobody says. I'm not sold on Bryce Young, bro. I'm not. I'm not sold on him, Omar. And the reason why I'm not sold on him is because again, I'm torn as fuck, bro. There's plays where he looks like he can be the franchise quarterback of this team, where he can look like he can be the future of this team. But then it's today, like fucking games like today, where he looks like, bro, like we might be in the market for Kyler Murray. Like
No,
you feel what I'm saying?
that
Like
Alontae Taylor intercept. I don't know. Like I said, the one up the seam to Jatavian that was bailed out by the flag. That was horrible because he had a linebacker underneath in Demario Davis, and then he had the safety over top that laid out Jatavian. So that one was a horrible pick, but you get bailed out of that one. And then the one to Taylor, he just didn't see him. That was some NCAA type pick. You just didn't see him
right.
drop it to the flat. And to be an elite processor, that's the stuff that you can't be doing. Like you said, you know me, it's documented. Never was really that big on Bryce. I personally called him a bust after his rookie year. And at this point here, I'm just watching every game because I know Bryce is going to show us who he really is game in and game out. So, yeah, we can have those little winning streaks. Bryce can be 4-0 when he starts because we got Rico when we running the ball. Cool, you can't do that every week.
You
And so
can't.
like I said, the
And,
real
and
Bryce is
I
going to
don't want
come
to hear a
out.
motherfucker too come up here and say, well, this was just our formula. Like we couldn't know, bruh. This formula, you can't sustain this formula. You listen, you're not going to run for 150 yards every single game.
Got
You're
to have
not going to do
adjustments.
that. You're not going to do that, bro. You got to be able to adjust to what the fuck is going on out there in the game. And again, that just goes to show, man, like this regime, like I don't, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I I'm
Talk
starting to
that,
question. I'm
talk
starting to
that
question
shit.
every. I'm starting to question everything, bro. Like I
Talk that
don't.
shit.
Like I really don't fucking know. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know.
That's
Like I'm
crazy,
looking and I'm
Waves.
looking at the. I know, bro. Like the rest of the way. Look at the rest of the way. You gotta you. This was the game that you needed to win because you knew the Falcons game was going to be tough. They're going to give us our fucking all. They're all because we embarrassed them when we played them in week 3.
And
We embarrassed them.
they spiraling themselves. They lost 2, 3 games in a row now. Like they haven't
Yeah,
won.
they
They
did, but
spiraling.
they played, bro. If you watch the game this morning,
Oh, they
the
played Indy
Falcons
tough. Yeah.
they did enough to win. They did enough to win. Their problem is Penix is still learning. He's still fucking learning. But the problem is they're going to come into that game with momentum, and they're going to see how to beat us, bro. Shut Rico down. If you shut Rico down, you don't have anything else. The Ted McMillan catch. I want to go to that too because Big Bro, me and him were arguing on this one. The third down where Bryce threw it to Ted McMillan. Yes, Ted got hands on it, but I thought it was a bad ball. I thought that ball could have been way
You
more in
talking
front
about
of
the
Ted.
high one? It was
Yeah, the
high.
high one that hit him right through the hands. I feel like that was a bad ball. Yes, Ted, you could have made that catch. It's the NFL. Yes, you got to make that fucking catch. But I feel like Bryce could have put the ball in front of Ted a little bit more on it to make it an easier catch, especially because he was wide open on it. Like
I feel yeah, and while I'm a little bit
man, I
lenient,
don't fucking
T
know,
Mac
bro.
does have a
No.
drop problem because, like I said, we people were hard on XL with the drop, so I understand why people are hard on T
Yeah,
Mac with the
T
drops.
Mac is dropping a lot of
All
passes.
I will say is we put him in a position to be our Adam Thielen now. He's going to get 10 balls a game. So if he drops 2, I mean that's still almost 80%. You know what I'm saying? He dropped 2 to 3 a game. It's just the target share because he's getting a lot of balls thrown at him. But yeah, he got to lock those in. And like you said, some of them be 50-50. That Jimmy Horn play was real interesting because Jimmy was running that sweep like he thought he wasn't getting the ball. He thought it was just like a play action sweep because he didn't even have his arms open to like even take the goddamn. He tried to avoid Bryce. That's what really caused the fumble. He tried to avoid Bryce with his elbow. They're like,
Right.
oh no, why you handing this off to me? So that was a little miscommunication there. But like you said, it's bad because last week was the biggest win of I'll say the Tepper years. Really, honestly, last week was the biggest win of the Tepper. Then this one might be the most disappointing one
It
that I
is,
can
man.
remember.
It's so fucking disappointing because of what it means going forward, right? Like this again, you look, and then on top of that, man, the Bills got blown out by the Dolphins today. And now even going back to losing that game and the way we got beat by them, I don't even know. There's so much in question right now, ladies and gentlemen. I just think that you're still not talented enough. You're not talented enough on the offensive side of the ball. Ted McMillan is going to be a fantastic wide receiver. He's dropping a lot of passes right now. Behind him, you have nothing. You have nothing behind him. Jalen Coker, he got a little bit more involved today. I think he may have got about 2 or 3 looks, caught one. But again, you're lacking the star power that when all shit goes to hell, who is the fucking guy that you can rely on to goddamn get us the first down? Who can bail Bryce out? Who can? I don't think that we have anybody. And then with his play is also detrimental to those guys as well. Because when somebody is open, we don't hit them. We
Yeah,
miss them.
it's a
Or
bad
we're
form.
turning the ball over. It's a combination of everything. The play calling, Dave Canales, man, I don't know what the fuck he be thinking like when he's on the sideline, bro. Third and long situations, you just handing the ball off. He does not have faith in Bryce Young. I told y'all niggas this shit months ago, bro. Like months ago, he really doesn't have faith in Bryce. He just knows that that's his guy. That's his guy, and he has to stick with him. He know that his job was tied to his success. But bro, if you look at just some of the play calling, bro, it's conservative as fuck, bro. The play calling is conservative as fuck. We don't take no shots down the field. We're not aggressive. We take 0 shots down the field, Omar.
I
We
think we
can't
took
keep.
one today. We took one to T Mac on the sideline, on like the left sideline. That was the only
When,
one. A
when
little
was
50
this?
50, a little 50-50 ball. Man, that might have been third quarter. Maybe
Fourth quarter? Because I didn't see that.
that might have been third quarter. It might have been third quarter. It wasn't no flag or anything. It was a little 50-50 ball. Maybe it was even earlier down the left sideline, the T Mac. It was a good play by the DB, but that was the only somewhat shot, I will say. And it was maybe even like a 15-20 yard shot. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even nothing crazy.
Bro, but I'm just so fucking disappointed, man, in today's play, man. I'm disappointed in shit in today, y'all. Like I can't even. I really wasn't even gonna log on this motherfucker today, bro. I wasn't even gonna do a live after watching this game because I'm saying to myself, like, bro, take advantage of what's in front of you, man. You have a fucking opportunity of a lifetime right now, bro. You can actually put the league on fucking notice with a win today. Did I expect this game to be a blowout? No, I didn't expect us to blow the Saints out because it's a divisional game. We all know divisional games are weird as fuck, right? We know that it don't matter how good one team is or how good or how bad one team is. Divisional games are weird as shit. Like I said, today the Dolphins blew out the Bills. So divisional play, it's you.
Yeah.
Or I can go back to that terrible Thursday night game, Broncos and Raiders.
Raiders, yeah.
Divisional games are just weird.
I think
But to
also,
but to, but to lose the way that we lost to them today, man, when bro, we made Tyler Shuck look good, bro.
that was my
Like
first game watching them, bro. I had nothing bad to say. A little erratic at times,
that's
but
what
the
I'm
kid can
saying, bro.
ball. The kid can
Like that
ball.
throw he threw over the fucking middle, man, when they scored that second touchdown at the goal line, bro. That was a fucking dot, man.
The flick of
That
his wrist too, when that ball it just launched out of his hands too. Like good. Oh man, I missed that.
like that shit just bro. Don't that shit just piss you off as a fan? You go win a game in Green Bay against the number one team in the NFC, then you turn around a week later, and really the score is really not reflective of how bad we played. We really supposed to be in this really should have been more of a 25 to 30 point game. It really should have. They really should have been able to put because we couldn't do nothing offensively, man. Nothing. We had no success on the offensive side of the ball today, bro. I y'all, I'm gonna say it like this. I don't I don't think that I believe in Bryce Young. I think that I'm leaning more so towards the side of not believing in him all the way than I am believing in him all the way. Because I just feel like he can't elevate the offense. Like he doesn't there's nothing about him that that's a special characteristic. There's nothing that's special. Everything is just game manager to mediocre.
Yeah,
In today's modern NFL, you have to have a quarterback that can elevate your offense. And again, this formula that everybody think that the Panthers should have, this whole run first approach, you cannot continue to win games like that, bro.
it can't be your own. It can't be your only one. Or
You
if
gotta,
it can
you
be your
got
main one, but it can't be your only one.
right. You have to have another fucking spade up your sleeve. You have to be able to make the throws when you gotta make the throws. You can't turn the ball over in crucial moments. If your defense goes out and give you a big stop, you gotta convert on that shit, bro. You can't come out there and go three and out. Again, the play calling, Dave Canales, I just don't understand what the fuck he's doing. Third and long situation, he plays. Dave Canales is the most fucking conservative in third and longs ever, bro. He's conservative as fuck on third and longs.
He up there
Take a
with John
shot.
Fox, the third and
Show it.
long draw.
Right. Show the defense that you will take a shot down the field. Like, even if you don't get it, bro, at least show the defense that you're not scared to take a shot. You won't even take a shot down the field. Send Jimmy Horn up the seam. Like, the shit is fucking embarrassing, man. The shit is fucking embarrassing, bro.
Like I
I'm
said,
tired of it. I'm tired of it, Omar.
it's all right, man. Like I said, we sitting at 500. You got to go to Atlanta next week. After that is, I believe, that's the Monday night game against San Fran. Then you got the Rams before you got this. Either got the bye after the Rams or the Saints. I believe it's the bye. Um,
Like,
this
dog.
was a must win if you wanted, because I think to make the playoffs, even out of the wild card, you needed 10 wins. So not getting this one here is that it kind of it keeps us. Wave. I think there's four tiers in football. I think you got your dumpster juice at the bottom, your mid teams, your playoff contending teams, and then Super Bowl caliber. Right. You have teams like the Patriots where they get their quarterback and coach right, and you see how they go from dumpster juice to playoff contending. They just went into Tampa and knocked off Tampa.
Right.
And they've been looking decent all year. And they don't have the most talent on that team. They had a bunch of salary crap going into these next 2 years. Like they
Yep.
really got a nice window because they got the right quarterback. They got the right weapons. And it's just and then my second point was if okay, I like I said, I haven't been sold on Bryce, but for somebody like you where you're still inconsistent or you still don't know, how long are you going to give Bryce this leash here? Like before you pull the plug? Because the longer
So
we wait, the longer you waste, the offensive line unit you got together and things of that nature for your next quarterback.
so this is what I'll say about that. And this is my complete honest true feelings about this. If if you finish with 8 wins or more, then you got to stick with Bryce Young. Like And honestly, the Panthers are probably going to stick with him just because we're over last year's total. But I think that Dave Canales or somebody in the organization is probably going to do something like what we saw with Alex Smith or Patrick Mahomes. We have to remember something, right? When the Chiefs drafted Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs were a winning team. The Kansas City Chiefs, they were a winning team when he got drafted, right? The quarterback Alex Smith played solid. Again, he wasn't lighting up the board, but they were winning football games. They were making it to the postseason. That's what they were doing when they drafted Mahomes. Somebody in that organization saw that there was a different level that this offense can go to with a little bit better play at that position, right? So even if we finish 8 wins, like 7 wins or less, I think that he's going to come under a lot of questions, especially if his stats and his numbers continue to be what they are. If he continue to have these mediocre numbers, under 200 yards a game, one touchdown a game, one interception a game. If these numbers trend mediocre and we're only like a 7 win team at the end of this, you have to think, man, that the Panthers will, at minimum, man, try to bring in somebody, man, that's going to push them. I think you have to do that anyway. Andy Dalton he can't be the backup quarterback anymore. So I think that you have to bring somebody in. I saw a report came out there. I didn't give it a lot of attention, but there was reports out there this week that the Panthers were tied to Kyler Murray.
I saw that same report.
The Panthers were tied to Kyler Murray. There was a report that came out this week about it. We all know, right? A lot of these reports are bullshit, but a lot of this shit is also where there's smoke, there's fire, right? I'm telling you guys, Bryce Young's numbers have been mediocre. And you can blame it on the weapons he has. You can blame it on coaching. You can blame it on the offensive line, whatever you want to blame it on. People don't understand this, though, when you're talking sports. This is a production based business. You are paid on your production, and the Panthers have a decision to make on Bryce Young heading into year 4. They have a decision to make on Bryce Young. If his numbers, if we're only a 7 win team, hear me out. 7 win team or less when this season ends. If we're 7 wins or less and his numbers are still mediocre, right? And he's not throwing above 200 yards and he's not playing well and he's just playing, mid to terrible.
So normal Bryce.
Normal Bryce. If he continues that trend, I could see the Panthers potentially making a move to try to bring something in, or they're going to wait till the 5th year to pay Bryce. He won't get paid next year. So, yes, I could see some controversy definitely happening in Carolina this year if he continues to play this mediocre.
I
And I
don't
already
know.
know what the people that's going to defend him is going to say, Omar. I already know what they're going to say. I already know because I've already talked to a couple people and I already know what they're going to say. Incompetent coaching. The offensive line played mediocre, and the offensive line did play bad today, but they're banged up, right? The weapons that he has, because again, the weapons, they haven't been great. Ted McMillan, even though he's shown great flashes this season, he's also dropped a lot of passes. He's dropped a lot. It was the same shit we was getting on the get about last year. He's dropped a lot of passes. So again, I could see if he continues to have these mediocre ass numbers and we losing games like this, I could see us potentially having some quarterback controversy heading into next year because you got to get another backup quarterback anyway. And there was a report that Kyler Murray was potentially tied to the Panthers.
Yeah,
They were
I would.
saying,
I wouldn't trade for Kyler. I think Kyler's on the decline. Really, like I said, I think he's a faster Bryce Young. He's still got his own limitations about seeing over the middle. It's just you got to find. Like I said, I trust Dave. I want Dave to go find his own quarterback. That's what ideally I would like. I don't. I think you can do two things. I think the best thing, since you're probably not going to have a high draft pick, is you maybe bring in a true vet that can actually maybe challenge. So not a Zach Wilson who's just going to sit back there, but I think even somebody like Russell Wilson, like even though I don't think he would beat out Bryce, but I want a vet back there that might actually push Bryce, not somebody like Andy who's just there to collect the check. Like I want somebody that still want that fire in them and still win some games that may think they can still be a starter. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody, not this guy, but like a Mac Jones. You know what I'm saying? Just like a Brissett, somebody that's going to be like, hey, I can still win games as a starter. But I don't
We
think if
got
they draft one. Oh, what's sorry.
we got CLT in the building, man. CLT, go ahead, bro. CLT, you there, bro? All right, I don't know what the fuck going on with him.
I think
Oh,
he said he was driving.
okay. All right, bet. Hey, look, I just I just think that, man, you blew a opportunity today. You blew a big opportunity today.
Because you
You
could
had
win this game and lose next week and we'll be all right.
It would have been
I
all
would have
right.
been I would have been all right there. I would have
It,
been fine. This was the must win. I can live with Atlanta getting they look back at home because we smacked them 30-0. But losing
right.
this one was embarrassing, bro.
It was, man. It was, and again, man, it still shows, guys, that we're still not where we need to be quite yet. We still there, and when I'm looking at where we're heading and who we are right now, I just don't know if Bryce Young is the quarterback that can take this team to the next level. I don't know. I don't know, man, because you just look at the game today, man, and then the plays that he can make, like the one where he scrambled out, man, and he threw it to T Mac across the middle, like that. Like you see those flashes, and you say to myself, "This can be my quarterback." You see those flashes, but then when I'm just thinking about the team around him and how can you build this team going forward, I think that he might be a quarterback that needs a lot of talent around him, and I
Yeah.
and and I don't think that we have the talent around him for him to be successful. And I don't know if we can make ourselves that much better for us to,
We're not that type of team. We're not
yeah,
that type of
like,
team. We need we need either a quarterback that can carry us or a good quarterback that is going to be a cog in the machine, and the quarterback will always be a consistent. Bryce is just a cog in the machine right now, but he's not consistent. Sometimes that motherfucker break, and so he's fucking up the whole machine. But like what you were just saying, damn, you had just said something about damn about Bryce. Um, damn, what you just say?
yeah, I was saying that Bryce Young, like, I just don't know if he's the quarterback that can elevate this team. He has to have
Oh,
talent
facts.
around him.
Yeah, even going back to modern day, that's what it was. He going back to modern day in high school, he always had talent. Alabama, he always had talent. We don't have that type of team that surround him with nothing but talent. We just that's not how we able to get down with the cap and just how we evaluate talent. That's asinine to think as the Panthers automatically we just gonna start getting better at evaluating talent. It don't work like that around here. We all know
It
it as fans.
it it doesn't, man. It doesn't. And then again, man, when I'm looking at the defensive side of the ball, just again, too many big plays given up today. Way too many big plays. J.C. Horn, man, he had a really bad game. A really bad game, man. Like the shit that happened with JC, that shit was just unexcusable, man. You can't be an all pro corner and one of the best corners in the league, and he's played fantastic this year. But again, man, these are the games, and this is what I'm talking about like the moments. Like, I'm a firm believer in like championship windows and taking advantage of your opportunities when you have them, right? Like, even with me as a coach, bro, I coach youth football. I'm the same way with my own team that I coach. Like, I always tell my players, and I've won multiple championships. I can show y'all the trophies, but I'm the kind of person, man, when it comes to sport, is that you're not guaranteed to be back in this position, right? And that was me as a coach. We were in the championship game last year. We lost a tough championship game. Then we came back this season and we wasn't that good. Like, but again, when you're there, you have to win. When you have the opportunities, you have to win. You look at the Bills and the opportunities that they have. I don't know, and I'm looking at other teams around the league. I don't know if the Bills are going to be able to win in the playoffs. They look bad against bad teams. They look bad against bad teams. And you think about the opportunities that they've been given. It's the same shit for the Panthers. You had an opportunity today to put the fucking league on notice. You had an opportunity today to shut up the naysayers and the doubters. Like, all of that shit ties into one another. Because guess what? a win today that could show that you can continue to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, guess what that does for the locker room? That's showing that we can finish. We can go win a game like Green Bay and then turn around and win a tough divisional game at home. You were at home for this game.
Quick question, Waves. In my record prediction here, I had us at 6 wins. I had a split in the division. I know a lot of people was talking greasy like we was going to sweep the Saints because they was going to suck, and you can tell we just lost one. So, well, what you saw today, do you have any confidence we can go inside to Mercedes Benz, whatever it's called down there, and win it? It's still a game again in a couple weeks? Because I don't.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. We got Atlanta
I
next
don't.
week. I don't know, man. It just depends on what version of us shows up. Like, and that's the problem. You're too much like this. But I have to be real to myself and say, y'all, like, we're coming from the bottom. Like, we have to remember how bad we were, right? I think the success of this season has blinded all of us to an extent, right? I think that we all got to remember that we are still very much a team in the midst of a rebuild. We're still very much that. Yes, we've had some unexpected success this year. Yes, it's showing the growth. But I have to remind myself a lot that, like, we're still a team in the midst of a fucking rebuild. And
But
the dangerous part about this, Omar, is that you're a team in the midst of a rebuild, but you still have questions at some of the most important parts of the team.
true.
That's the part that is making this shit scary for me, is because you can't tell me that everyone in that fucking stadium is sold on Bryce Young.
No, of
I
course
just
not.
like I don't think that everybody in that org is sold on Bryce Young. And the fans are definitely mixed bag on Bryce Young. And that's dangerous, man, because you're in the midst of a rebuild. You and technically this is really year 3. Well, in hindsight, it should be year 6 of a rebuild, but it's year 2 for Canales, year 2 for Morgan, and year 3 going into year 4 for Bryce Young. Again, if Bryce Young is not the answer, guys, think about how tragic that's going to be for us as an org. Think about how tragic that is. We're basically starting over again. You're starting over again.
And that's
And the
why the next
problem,
quarterback is so important because depending on how old they are, that they could throw off the whole timeline. If you get somebody that can step in and kind of pick up where Bryce's limitations were, then you may still be valid. Or if you got to go to a young quarterback to develop themselves, then yeah, we got to rebuild all over again. At
but
least
I'm
the
saying,
foundational
but what I'm
pieces.
saying, Omar, is that you, we haven't had the luck that all these other teams have had, where a free agent Sam Darnold can come here and have my team at 7-2, where a free agent Baker Mayfield can go to Tampa Bay and teams that these are quarterbacks that other teams have given up on, and they come to new teams and have new life. Like we that shit just doesn't happen for the Panthers. It doesn't happen for us. Free agents don't just come here and just have success like that. That's not honestly, none of our free agents that really come here really be having success like that. Our best players have always been the players that we've drafted. Like, really go back and think about it. Think about our best players that we've ever had. We've drafted those players. There has not been times where we paid a lot of money for somebody in free agency and they came here and really just dominant. We paid our own guys. Our draft picks guys have been great, but we're not a team that is successful with free agents. We're not. If you really think about it, and I want everybody, somebody put it in the chat. I'm challenging everybody right now. And again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But tell me a free agent that we brought in that we paid a lot of money for that was an instant impact for it that just changed everything. The only ones that I can sit up here and really say, and we didn't even pay a lot of money for these guys, was like when we bought in Allen from the DN from Minnesota.
Yeah, maybe like a Kurt Coleman.
Yeah, Kurt Coleman. I give you
Like
Kurt Coleman.
that's probably the
He
only one I can
he
think of
played
off the top of
dividends,
my
but I
head.
don't even think we played. I don't even think we paid hella money for Kurt Coleman though, bro.
Yeah, we got him on like his second or third contract because I don't
Yeah,
think he played
like
too much longer after us.
y'all said the rebuild was done last week. Nah, nobody said that, Big Rick.
Nah,
Nobody said fire Dave Canales immediately. Look, man.
I like Dave. I think Dave's a good coach. Dave still got his own problems. I never wanted Dave calling plays. That was always a big no. I don't like my head coach calling plays, no matter who you are. That's just something I don't like. especially in the NFL level. That's why you have the offensive coordinator position. Now you can work with the offensive coordinator, but you need to let that offensive coordinator call plays because he can make adjustments and dive into stuff that I think better than a head coach can in the middle of the game. I think the game sometimes gets too fast for Dave. Like for me, the fact he didn't make any adjustments on those red zone blitzes. He didn't run a single play action on second and short, third and short. There was no play action. Bryce had that one RPO on the first drive where he kept it, and then we didn't do anything else like that.
Yeah, man. But that shit is the man. Like, and again, I don't want anybody to think that I'm just blaming one particular thing. I think as a whole, like we're still trying to figure out the formula as a whole. But because your quarterback is limited, because he's limited, it really limits what you can do offensively. Because again, guys, Bryce is who he is. We just gotta understand that he is who he is. We know that we're gonna have to be running the ball pretty effectively for him to have success. I think that we've proven that already. If we're not running the ball with success, then Bryce Young is not going to have success. He's not a quarterback that's going to be able to come in here and just win a game with his arm. He's not going to do that. And we got to stop expecting like we're going to see it. We're not going to see it. And on top of that, your weapons are young. All your weapons are young. You have no veteranship in your wide receiving core at all. David Moore, nobody's listening to David Moore. Nobody's fucking listening to David Moore. You have no good talent in your veteran talent in your wide receiving core. It's a young room because a veteran wide receiver would have been able to tell Ted just about those drops and how he's attacking the ball, and they can coach him up on that shit. But hell, he's saying to himself, in that nigga mind, he probably like, hell, I'm the number one. I can drop a couple passes. I'm gonna be all right. But you're missing again. I think that I said this to you guys before the trade deadline. I told you that the Panthers did not need to be quiet at the deadline. They did not need to be quiet. They needed to make a move. And the move, man, is not even necessarily just to continue to build your team, even though that's important. But the move is to show the world, show people that you're trying to become a better team. Ride the success that you've been fucking having. Ride that. Build on that. Shut the doubters up. That shit makes the locker room go crazy. Omar, when the team is getting national attention, that excites the locker room. Now your players are playing with way more confidence. Let me tell you something, bro. The Colts, I watched the Colts this morning. If anybody watched that early morning game, I watched it. Bro, even when the Colts were down, that team never fucking quit. Everybody was still playing hard. Nobody, you could see that every play, everybody was trying to fucking execute. And they're doing this with Daniel Jones. We have to remember that. This is Daniel Jones, the guy who just got fired in New York for Jackson Dart and Russell Wilson and James Winston. Guys, yes, they have a solid offensive line. I get all of that. But it's just about the seizing the moment. This is seizing the moment. You could have been 6-4 after today. 2 games above 500. 1 game out of first place in your division. 1 game out of first place because everybody in the division lost today. Everybody. So you were 1 game out of out of first place today. Now you're going into another hostile environment. You're going into Atlanta. Atlanta's going to give us their best shot. And I watched them this morning. They gave Indianapolis all they could handle. All that they can handle. They game went into overtime. Yes, you dog walked them 30-0 in week 3. They have 12 sacks over the last 2. They're a better team than what we played in week 3. And with the performance what the footage that we put out today, the footage, well, it's beating this Carolina Panther team is super easy. If the 1-8 Saints could do it,
like I said, it depends on the team. Like I said, been a run first defense. You'll win. I mean, offense there. You'll win some games because every team can't stop the run. But like you said, those teams like AFC North team, like the Ravens, the Steelers, teams that can stop the run, like the Saints, or like that defense got some pride. they ain't gonna let you just run the ball down your throat if that's your only game plan. Like we've been watching the Saints defense for years. Like Cam Jordan, Mario Davis, them boys been doing this for years. No matter who the running back is, they coming downhill smacking shit. So it was just really disappointing. Next week is
Man, we
even
lost to
bigger.
the Saints,
Yeah,
bro.
next week is even bigger, man.
We
Next week is
lost to the
even bigger.
Saints, bro.
And like
Like,
you saying, how about it being a rebuild and that we have to remember that. And wait, I would agree with you if we would have lost to the Saints in a better fashion. If it was a back and forth game, they just got the last field goal. I'd be like, yeah, you know what, Wave, they had the best play. You got belt to ass, bro. They
yeah, we
whooped your
really
ass. They
did.
embarrassed you at home.
They really did,
Like I
y'all.
don't want, no, I'm not letting that score fool you. You got embarrassed after the first drive. I saw that first half possession, punt, 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 punt. Man, man, crazy.
We got Big Bro in this motherfucker, man. I can't wait to Omar. Don't go nowhere, bro.
No,
Omar,
I'm
I need
here.
you on here the whole show. We got Big Bro in the building. Big Bro, go ahead.
All right, y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
All right. First off, man, today was a tough division game. Which I said it was. Talked to Wavez offline on Friday, man. I said this, we're not gonna come in here and blow this team out. It's gonna be a tough divisional battle, and that's what it was, man. It was a tough divisional battle, man. The Saints got us. Disappointed obviously, man, with the progress we've made. But takeaways from me, right? I mean, the offense, when we can't run the ball, the passing game got to get better. I'm talking about all facets of the passing game. Starting with Bryce, starting with the offensive line, starting with the receivers, everybody. I mean, it ain't no phase of that offense was good today in the passing game. The Saints, they filled the box with us, forced us to make plays, and we had opportunities, man. We had opportunities with one-on-one on the outside, um, and we just can't. We don't have the receivers to consistently get open, man, and catch balls. One play in particular that stood out with me was the one-on-one to Leggett in the end zone. The motherfucker didn't even try to go get the ball, man. He had the corner beat deep in the end zone. Bryce threw it to the back. He could have tried to go get the ball, man.
You think that
Like
was
the
yeah.
that was a good ball from you? You think that was a
yes,
good
it,
ball
it,
from
it
Bryce?
was. He put it the only place where he could put the ball at. It
In the
was a good
back,
ball.
like I
This is the
said, and
NFL,
I remember that play because Bryce had somebody coming right down his face. So I'm
right?
saying Bryce couldn't step, and that's my biggest problem with Bryce. He can't step or plant his feet into
No,
any of his
but
throws.
hear me out though. This is the NFL. We know the windows are small. Every ball is not going to be a great ball. We look
I
at the
don't think that
receivers.
I'm saying that I didn't think that was catchable. That's why I said I
There
don't think it
was
was
a
a good
catch.
ball.
No, it
It
was a
was back of
catchable
the pie.
ball.
It was back of the pylon. He would have had to dive out like Superman,
Listen, man. It was
and
a
he still
listen.
probably would have dropped it.
This is the NFL, bro. You got to go try to get the ball.
But
I'm telling you, it was a catch. It was a
here's
catchable
my
ball.
thing.
Go ahead.
One of my knocks on Excel last year was his weak hands and his ball tracking. So for a play like that, Excel needs to be a ball tracker. Would you say correct?
Absolutely, you
And
correct.
that's one of Excel's problems is
But
tracking the
that's what
ball.
I said is that we don't have again, man. And as I was flipping back and forth between games today, and this is what stood out to me is where, like when I watch the
I'm in the
Patriots
building.
force,
Take
it
this
was a
from y'all
play.
already.
Yeah, we here. But it was a play, man, that Drake made through to Stephon Diggs in the back of the end zone. Right. It was that play that stood out to me. The ball wasn't. It wasn't a great ball, but guess what Stephon Diggs did? He went to go get the ball and scored. We don't have nobody like that on this team, man, to go make the tough catches, the consider what we need because again, we're not good enough yet to where if we got to make a tough catch or even in the pass, I'm gonna say the passing offense as a whole, to where again it's gonna be just pretty and perfect all the time. We know that. So you got to go. We need somebody to go get the ball, man, to go make the tough catches.
Would you say
That's
this
what
offense is
separates you.
limited? Would you say this offense is limited due to the quarterback?
The offense is limited due to the whole offense, the pass protection,
The
the
reason
receivers,
I say that is
and the
because
quarterback.
we can't scheme. We don't hit shots over the middle of the field. We
Well,
can't
you
That's
know
go over
what?
not
the
a
I'm gonna
middle
tell
of
you
the
something
field.
quarterback
after
thing.
that. So you
It
know
was a
why with that? You
quarterback
know why
thing.
we don't even.
No, it's not,
He can't see over the middle of the field.
bro. No,
No,
it's
because
Person,
he
not,
did.
he
He did.
can't
Listen
see
to
over
me.
the middle
bro.
of the
There was
That's
field.
one
not.
Person.
play
No, it has
that
nothing to do
Chapman
with
Miller got
that,
open
bro.
in the middle of the field and Bryce stepped in the pocket and hit him on the
No, he
dime.
did. No,
Exactly.
no, 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 no. That if I remember that play correctly, that was a play Wavez was talking about earlier. When you know what the
Yeah.
pocket broke down. The pocket broke down. I'm
He
happy you
stepped
said
up
that.
in the
No, no,
pocket.
no. The
And he
pocket broke down.
stepped up.
He stepped up and then scrambled to his left.
No,
Correct.
no,
No,
he
he
stepped
did
up in the
not. He
pocket.
Not
moved to his left and scooted up. No, he did
Right.
not
And stepped.
scramble.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
okay.
even the
not a.
not
broadcaster said
scrambled.
that. Even
What
the
are we
broadcaster
talking
after the
about?
play
Right.
happened,
Right.
he
Hold
said
on.
that
Hold
was a
on.
great job at Bryce climbing the pocket.
Yeah,
He
yeah, he
said,
did. He did good on that play. Like I said,
yeah.
to me, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let Christian go, man. After this, man, this is my only thing about Bryce Young performance today. He really should have had two interceptions today. He got bailed out by the roughing the passer call, and
Well, it was
that pick.
roughing the passer.
Well, yeah, it was roughing the passer, but I'm saying again, he
It was a
got bailed
horrible
out on
throw.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like that pass was terrible that he threw. He threw one a terrible interception in the end zone that got called back last week. We gotta remember that as well. The whole point of what I'm trying to say with Bryce Young is that, man, like I think that he needs more talent around him to be successful.
Oh,
Right. Like he's a quarterback that needs like elite, kind of like what Jalen Hurts has out there in Philly, right? Like he needs elite receiver play. He needs elite offensive line play. He needs elite running back play
That's a
in
lot
order
for a
for us
number
to
one
see.
pick,
Right,
Waves.
but that's I know, and that's
That's
what
what
I'm
every
going to.
quarterback
Hold on,
got, though.
Thank
time out.
you.
It
Hold
Thank
on,
you.
was
It
it
was
y'all.
was a
everybody's
second
Bro,
quarterback.
rounder.
everybody chill. Listen, let me get this off, and I'm gonna let everybody go in order. Listen, we don't have any of that. Like we don't have any of that here in Carolina. And I think that he's the type of quarterback that he's going to need all of that in order for him to be successful. That is my problem with Bryce Young. I think that he's going to need a lot of that for us to really see the quarterback his maximum potential. He's going to need that around there, and I don't think that we're going to be able to give that to him before you have to make a decision on his career, which is going to come in the next year. Like I just and again, man, like it doesn't matter. Listen, yes, the whole offense played bad today, but you guys can't say Bryce played bad today. He did not play a good game today against an inferior team. This team was
Nobody said that.
one. This team was 1-8 coming into this week, man. Like again, division games, I get it. They're weird. They're tough. Like I said, Miami blew out the
Okay,
Bills
so
today.
did
But
anybody
like,
say before I just got on? Did anybody say
Man,
about? Did anybody bring up how many drop balls we had today
yeah, we
as a
talked about
team?
that. We talked
Okay,
about
then.
that.
Okay,
Ted McMillan.
because in order for
Ted,
the quarterback to be good, they got to catch the ball right.
listen,
You got to catch the
man,
ball
that
right.
it
Ted
should have been a
McMillan.
touchdown from
Ted McMillan.
anybody.
Ted McMillan dropped a lot of passes
Man,
today. He
all
did.
right.
And again, Bryce did not get a
What
lot of
about
help from
Texas
his.
McMillan snatching shit out of niggas' hands last week? They saved Bryce on interceptions. What about that? Let's talk about that. Talk about how receivers
that's
save
what
him a
he's
lot of times
supposed
too.
to do, bro.
And
That's
let's
what
talk
he's
about how
supposed
receivers
to
saving
do.
him a lot of times. Like I said, y'all
Go
got
ahead,
mad last
CLT.
week. Y'all
CLT been
got
in here a
mad.
minute. I'm gonna let CLT go. Go
Y'all
ahead,
got mad
CLT.
last week and wanted to hop on my ass when I said that this man does not elevate the team. He plays to the level of the team. If you cannot rush for 150, you cannot rush for 200, he will not win you a game. He
So
is
so so
decent
Waves,
at
tell
best.
him
I'm
about
telling y'all
the
this shit.
point
He's
the
not
point I made
good.
last
He's
night about
average.
elevating the team. What I say about Joe Burrow. What I say about elevating the team. I gave you a prime example last night. Since y'all want to use this elevate word,
He does
we
not
talk.
elevate the team.
No, we
If
Joe Burrow.
the team does
Listen,
not play well, we're gonna
with
lose.
talent
If
around him,
the,
Joe Burrow don't elevate the team. So
bro,
what's your excuse
bro.
now?
When we
I
talking
don't
about
agree
Bryce
with
Young,
that.
I
And
don't
I don't
watch.
that's
agree with.
facts.
I
I
don't
don't
watch
agree
Joe
with that.
Joe
Burrow.
Burrow do
I don't
not
watch Joe
elevate.
Burrow. I
He
watch
got the
Yeah,
best
he
fucking
I
didn't.
receiver
watch
in the
Bryce Young, and I
NFL.
was in the
He
I
don't
Yeah,
was in
when
elevate
Vegas
the
J-
today.
team.
And I
They
watched
still
the
don't
shit
win.
today. He
So
don't
that's
play
what? So what are
facts.
we
well.
Because
talking
when
about?
I'm tired of
Jamarchase was
goddamn. I'm tired of
gone,
goddamn
T.
Patty
he did
Higgins
not
sitting
Higgins,
play
like
Hold
good.
on.
Doug.
Let's see. Hold
another
on.
top
Time out.
receivers.
Let
Let's
CLT
go.
go. Let CLT go. Go
Bro,
ahead.
I watched that shit live and direct. I was in the stadium, bro. He does not elevate the team. Period, point blank. If you don't
Okay.
rush for 200, he's not going to win you a game. I don't care what nobody talking about. He's a nice kid, love the kid, but he's not going to take us to the playoffs. We're never going to the playoffs with Bryce Young at the quarterback, bro. Because if you
I
don't run for
I love
200,
how
he's
this
not going to
man,
win.
man.
I don't care what nobody's talking about.
And I love how CLT does not talk about play calling. Even the commentators, because I guess because you didn't watch it on the commentators too, they said his play calling is not good.
So
It's not.
what happened?
It's,
What happened the win streak? Oh, y'all was raving about what Dave Canal
no,
did on
I
play
did
calling,
not.
bro.
I was just
Every
No,
saying.
time,
No, I
every
I
did
never
time,
not.
bro.
said that.
Y'all move the
I
goalposts
did not
for this
say.
kid, bro. It cannot be moved every
I have
time,
not
No,
bro.
bro.
said that.
God damn.
No one said that, bro. No
God
one. I
damn.
No
Waves
one
even tell you
said
that.
that.
That's how you
I
I
know
told
you
you, even in
remember
the
limited.
wins,
getting
I
That's
said
how
no,
Dave
that's how you know
Canales
you
play
limited. That's
calling was
how when you know
terrible.
you limited.
no.
When
I
you
said it was
limited,
bad even
everybody
when
gotta
he
make an
was
excuse
winning.
for you. Everybody gotta make an excuse every time
It's
that
not an
when you're
excuse if the
limited.
play call is
That's like
bad.
that's
You
like
niggas
So
oh
just don't
my
understand the
god, the nigga
game.
is not good, bro.
Bro, y'all
He's
Yeah,
niggas
not
don't
go
going to
ahead.
make the
understand
Go
the
ahead,
difference.
Christian.
game.
Christian, go ahead.
Bro, these dudes don't understand the game. Like, dog, the play calling it's been atrocious. I keep trying to
all
tell you
season.
that. When you hired him, he was 19th in the league for far as offense. Even Bucks fans will tell you that. Their offense was not that good with him in there. Bro, they go down the field way more down the field. When they had him, they did not go down the field like that. They did not do that. That's not their offense. That's why Baker Mayfield them struggled down
So
the
I have a
stretch.
question. What is it going to take for you guys to then hold Bryce Young accountable?
Bro,
What is it
we
going to
hold
We
take?
him.
just said,
Time out,
bro.
bro. I
We
hold him
just said he
accountable
plays
when it's his
bad,
fault.
bro.
Dog, we
We
hold him
said that. Like, what are
accountable.
you talking about?
Dude, we hold him accountable, but we're going to talk about the play calling because if the play calling is trash, it doesn't matter what quarterback is in.
And we
I'm gonna
gonna talk
tell
about
you,
the
nigga,
fucking
Bro,
because we
drops
niggas don't
too.
bro,
listen.
we
Like,
two
come
coaches,
on.
two head coaches, what, three head coaches in there with this nigga, and y'all keep talking about play calling. Change your offensive coordinator, bro. You gotta hold this man accountable, bro. That interception was terrible.
So are
Yeah,
we
that
Even
was
really
even
gonna?
bad. That was a
Are you
even
gonna
bad
really
pass.
even
bring up the
even
head
even
coaches? We had Frank Wright. Come on, bro.
bro, but y'all gonna keep
Hey,
he
somebody
lost his
phone too
job.
loud. Somebody phone too loud.
He lost his job. What are you talking about?
About what's going on now. Like these dudes
Bro,
is
because y'all keep
so
moving the goalposts. You
upset
keep blaming on
about the
So
offensive court.
picks.
so so
You blame it on the
again,
play
when
calling. You
Like
blame
they
it on
now
the
so
offensive
bitter about
line.
the picks and they don't even talk
It's the
about and be
common
real
denominator. You
about
blame it
what's
on
going
receivers.
on.
You blame it on the
Bro,
receivers. It's the common denominator
he was
at the fucking
excellent
does
with
the
quarterback
receiver
position,
bro.
not
bro.
got to catch the ball? I mean, I'm
God
confused.
damn.
Well,
The
hold on,
receiver
hold
not
on,
got to
hold
catch the
on.
ball?
But big bro, what people are he not saying that listen, the wide receivers did let him down, but bro, it's not every fucking game though, bro. Like
No,
every
no,
Bro,
no. We
it,
got
it,
we
it
are
new
we are
offensive
top in the league, and
coordinator.
when it come to drops, man, go look it up.
Like, bro, how are you? But
We
my
got a
thing is
lot of
this:
drops.
how?
That's why
But
you
it's
even
not even
said it
about
yourself,
the.
ways
It's
about they got us taking receivers in the mock draft. Why you
they
think that?
do. They
Why
do.
you
They
think
do
that?
have us taking
Why do
receivers.
you think that?
I
Why do you think
agree.
that?
I agree that the weapons
Okay,
are
then.
again, they're
They
young.
got
Like
us
you
taking a receiver
bro, you cannot
because we're not
stop
playing bad
blaming these
enough to draft a
quarterbacks
quarterback.
for bad offensive play
They got
calling.
us taking a receiver
How
because
are
we're
you
not
a
high enough to
time
So
draft a
out?
Christian, let
quarterback.
me
How
ask
are
you a
you
question.
time out? Let me ask a question. How are you a top? How are you an offensive guy and your offense can't generate 25 plus points a game? That's not an that's
Because
not
who
an
you have
offensive
under the
head
Yeah,
center?
coach.
it's well, that's an
Offensive
Because
easy
head
who you
coach,
question
have
because
under
of
the
the
center?
players you have.
Because who you have under the
That's an
center?
easy fucking question. The players you
bro.
got, bro.
No, it don't even. No.
You
If you
thought you had
that
a trick
guy,
question?
offensive play calling, it doesn't matter who you plug and play in your offense because
Oh no, that's a
he
lie,
has Sam
man. I don't
Howell.
agree with that. I don't agree
No.
with
I
that,
can get
Christian.
no.
You can't just plug and play any guy and expect to have success. That's bullshit.
Got Sam Howell to almost
Hey, bro,
5,000
something going
yards
on with your
receiving.
mic, bro. I don't know what the fuck. Christian, you got something going on with your shit, bro.
Most of them niggas. He threw from damn near 5,000
Christian, we
yards.
can't hear you.
So, bro,
Oh,
what
there
are we
you go.
talking?
Chris, he got bad service. I don't know what the fuck he got going on. But somebody got their shit too loud. It's an echo. Can everybody hear the echo? Everybody mute up right quick.
I
Mute
was
up.
muted.
Everybody mute up. All right, I think we good. We good. Listen, I hear what you're saying. Yes, Canales has not done a great job with play calling this year. But you're not going to sit up here and tell me that it's been all play calling, bro. It's not. It's been a combination of everything. It's been a combination of not the talent at the wide receiver position, not having a ton of success. Again, they're still struggling to create separation. Like I said, but again, I get it. Bryce Young needs to have elite talent around him. When he was at Alabama, he had elite talent all around him. When he won the Heisman, there was elite talent everywhere. When he won the Heisman, he had elite coaching, he had elite wide receiver play, offensive line, running back. He had all of that. That's what he's going to need. But the problem is, we don't have that here in Carolina. We don't have that here. We don't have elite top 10 receivers, top 10 running backs, top 10 offensive line guys. We don't have that shit, bro. And my
And they've been missing on
and
the picks.
and you're right, absolutely. We have not done well in the draft either. We haven't. That's the truth and reality
Yeah,
of what's
because
going
I'm gonna
on.
tell you another thing that we missing. And
And who
again, this
but
we
whose
not even
fault is
saying
that? But
we
whose
got to
fault
That's
have
is
the
that?
top
organization.
elite talent
Thank
to
you.
be
So
good.
how is that a
We just
Bryce
need
Young
people that be
problem, bro?
consistent, bro.
It's stupid.
That's all we
It doesn't
asking for.
matter.
The
But
consistency. Catch them
but
all. Let me finish. Let
consistency.
me finish.
Go ahead. Go
Let me
ahead.
finish.
Because
Second
some
thing,
niggas is just
we don't
inconsistent.
have nobody. We don't have no one that can stretch the field. Stretch the field. We don't have nobody that can
Right.
stretch the field.
Well, you have somebody, you just don't
No,
use
hear
them.
me out. Hear me out. Tedman Miller, he can't. He don't have the speed to. XL don't have the speed to. Jimmy Horn, he got the speed,
He
but
has the
again,
ability.
he's a 6th-round pick. He got a lot to learn. Right? He's not there yet. So again, versus drafting these same type of receivers. I was talking to somebody offline today. Over the past the last 10 years, we've been drafting the same kind of receiver going back to David Funches. These tall, big receivers with no speed. David Funches, fucking LaFell, Tevin
Kelvin
Miller,
Benjamin.
except we've been drafting that shit, bruh. That's
But
who
can I
we've
tell you?
been.
But can I ask you a
So
question? When
go ahead.
when Bryce was in college, what type of receivers did he have?
What you mean, speedsters?
The year that he
And
won the
what? But
Heisman, he had Devontae Smith, and he had
J Mo,
your
he
boy
had J
Water
Mo,
from
and he had
down in
J
Miami.
Mo, and he had J Mo, who was a
But these
Yeah,
Yeah,
are
speedster.
types of
J-Mo,
James.
yeah.
But
conversations that
Jameson
you
Williams,
have
yeah.
with a rookie.
no, but
You
what?
talking?
But
You
time
just
out.
talking about a third year
No, no,
quarterback. You still
no.
talking about
And
what he had
John
in
Mechie.
college,
And John Matthew, what were those guys? Speedster receivers.
bro?
Yeah,
Speed
What
guys.
do
they
we
all
not
speed
have?
guys.
But
You're
what?
talking. You realize you're talking
No,
about
no,
a
no, no,
third
no.
year
But hold
veteran,
up. But
bro.
CLT. But wait a minute, CLT. Are they drafting to Bryce Young's strengths?
No.
Okay,
But that. But okay. Okay. And then what are you
didn't they
asking?
draft Tech because Bryce played with him as a kid? Didn't they draft XL
That's
because
one
I
Bryce
don't
step in
think
the
wanted
that's why
right
they
XL?
drafted him,
direction.
but
That's one step in the right
But
direction. But
didn't they
what is
draft
the
XL
rest
because
of the?
Bryce dad wanted him?
No, that's not why they. Don't
Okay.
blame that
Well,
on
it was
Bryce
there
Dad.
was a report. There was a report
Bro,
about
don't
that.
blame that.
Oh
No,
my! I'm
But
that
did
saying they
look.
y'all
giving
You
him
see
know
what
the
he
what?
did
asked
y'all
for.
see the report that came out this week that the Panthers were tied to Kyler Murray? Did y'all see that? I know
I
y'all
didn't see
saw it.
that. I didn't
So
see that.
you want another. You want a guy. Whatever. All right,
I
go
didn't see
ahead.
I
that
don't. I
report though.
don't want
So
that kid.
Like
Like Wade said, we don't do good with free agents, bro.
We don't.
my
Listen,
my thing
I'm gonna tell y'all motherfuckers something right now, and I can foresee it happening right now. If we finish 7 wins or less, and Bryce Young keeps still having these mediocre performances, no matter well numbers. Well, I'll just say this: not performances, but if these stats continue to be mediocre, right, bruh, you got to remember something. Bryce is eligible for an extension this offseason coming up. This
well,
offseason.
they don't have to give it to him. They just gonna pick
Yeah,
up his
they
5th-year
don't.
option.
But
Yeah.
most first round quarterbacks, first overall picks that have been drafted in the last couple of years, they've got extended heading into their 4th years of their contracts. So I'm telling you right now,
But the
if
Panthers
Bryce
don't have
continue,
to. They can just pick up his 5th year and give him another year to
I
see what they
understand this.
before they sign him.
I
So they, I
understand
mean,
all of that. I understand all of that. But I'm telling you, think about this. If he
we
has
should.
these mediocre performances, like I said, where under 200 yards, maybe one touchdown, one interception, one turnover, whatever the case may be, these mediocre performances, and the Panthers lose games in the way that they lost today. Because to me, it wasn't even necessarily about us losing today; it's how we lost, man. Like we lost really. We walked against a true rookie quarterback, against a team that's one of the worst teams in the NFL, if not the worst team in the NFL, because hell, even the Jets got 2 wins now. Like one of the worst teams in the league, and we lost at home, and we weren't able to score any points on them at all. They had Chris Olave had like over 100 something yards receiving on us
But
today.
what did they do though?
But
They
hold on,
threw
time
the
out. Let me
ball.
let me let me let me keep going. Again, the formula, and also I think Rico Duado's not 100%. That's another thing to keep an eye on. I don't think Duado is 100%, man, because we've been running him into the fucking ground. He had like 15. He had like 15 to 20 touches in the first half, bro. You can't listen. That formula, you're not going to be able to do that formula against every team. Every team, they put out the footage. The Saints put out the footage on how to beat us, bro, this week. That's why I said I think that game next week against Atlanta is going to be a tough game, and I don't know if we
well,
go
it's a
win it.
divisional
I
game.
don't
Because
think
So it's gonna be
they
tough.
didn't
but
put
hold
out
on,
no
listen.
footage at
Hold on, let me
all.
let me finish cooking. And I'm gonna let you go. Listen, I think they put out the footage on it. They loaded the box today and forced Bryce Young to beat him with their arm. That's what they did. Rico Duarte had 15 touches in the first half and only had 42 yards. They forced him to beat him with their arm. And yes, wide receivers were not creating separation. Offensive line didn't have their best day out there today. But yes, there were some drop passes, but you got to remember, this wide receiving core is young. You don't have every good wide receiving core in the NFL has at least one good veteran player on it. We don't
So
have
this
no.
back. So why did we trade Thielen then? Because he was
So
out. So
I agree.
Thielen.
I
So
agree. I agree
Thielen
with
was
you.
our
I
best
agree with you. We should have never
weapon.
let him
Again, he
go.
had over
He not
1,000
even getting
yards with
used in
Bryce.
Minnesota. He not
The
even
la-
getting used in
but
Minnesota.
yeah, hear me out. He was our best receiver over the last 2 years with Bryce. He was the guy that's gonna get the hard catches. That was gonna be open. Why did we trade him? Why did we trade him?
A dumb decision. But again, we know that we're a bad organization. I think we already know that, or been knowing that for years. So again, and the crazy part, Adam Thielen's not even getting used in Minnesota at all, like at all. I don't care how much he wanted to go back home. I think you had to keep him on this roster. He had the most chemistry with Bryce Young. You had to keep him so that he can continue. He needed to be the mentor for Ted McMillan, so that when he dropping those passes, he could come over there and coach him up, man, and encourage him in those moments. You don't have that in your wide receiving core. You don't have a good veteran wide receiver that could come up and coach these old boys. Listen, look at your wide receiving core. Everybody's only been in the league a max of 2 to 3 years. Your whole wide receiving core. Hunter Winthrow, nobody's listening to Hunter Winthrow. He was out of the league for a year, and he ain't really doing shit since he been here in Carolina. So again, bro, I understand what y'all are saying about the talent part. That's not Bryce Young's fault. The play calling is not Bryce Young's fault. I understand that as well. But our head coach is the play caller, and until he give it up, then we go keep getting the same bullshit. Unless somebody, until he
But then
maybe
how
he'll
we gonna blame
maybe.
him?
But that's what I'm about to say. Until maybe it gets so bad where the team is forcing him to motherfucking give up play calling, because
Yes.
they'll do that too. They'll do that too. They'll force him to give up play calling if the offense continue to have these mediocre performances, or Bryce keep having these mediocre performances. If somebody will make the call and say, "Hey, look, you're going to have to give up play calling and just be the head coach." I get that stance of it too, but there's also accountability for number 9. There's a lot of throws today that I feel like he missed on. There was a lot of opportunity, even when he had time to throw the ball. Again,
Yes, we know that. Like
no, you
we're
don't.
not
But
sitting here
you're not. But you're
saying
Yes,
not. But
we
you're not
bro,
saying
we're
that.
no,
You
we
know it,
are,
but
bro,
you're
but
not saying it. You're
no,
not
because
saying
bro.
it.
did you even
I'm
see what
with
Dave Canal said coming out the halftime? This is from Dave Canal's mouth. If you watch the game, what he said, we got some opportunities because what the Saints were doing, they were blitzing every day and leaving one-on-ones on the outside. And Dave Canal said we have to be able to take advantage of the one-on-ones on the outside because the Saints are blitzing every time, meaning it's one-on-one coverage on the outside. So what do you got to do as a receiver? You have to win on the outside with your routes to get open quickly. That's the only way. That's the only way for the quarterback
thank you.
to get the ball out. Dave Canales said this on his out his own mouth.
And also
That's
too,
the
when were we
problem.
successful
We
too?
cannot win. We can. These receivers cannot win on routes, especially when they 1-on-1. You
Yep.
need that in the NFL, no matter who the fucking quarterback is.
And
I
It don't
stop
agree.
matter.
running the
I
ball
agree with
out
And
of
that.
I'm
the
not even saying that
pistol.
again. Yes, Bryce had some
That's
terrible
why
play.
he
The
was getting
interception was bad.
stopped.
Absolutely, you're right. He does hold accountability. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is too. We also got to look at the big. If you watch what's going on, because all the Saints did was they loaded the box. They created one-on-ones on the outside. That's what they created, and they blitz. That means the receivers are lined up one-on-one with just him in the corner. So in order to win those matches, you got to be able to get open quickly
Got
Yep.
and
to.
win from the top of your
And they
routes.
were running out of the pistol and they was running the same formation. So of course they're gonna notice and recognize what you're running. You're not running
Yeah,
out of
like that.
I
I mean, so
formation
Canales said that the
when they
second
run
half
that.
when he did he said that
Come
we're
on,
not
bro.
winning on the
We gonna
outside.
talk
I
football up here.
agree.
They need to run
I
in I
agree with that.
formation more.
I'm
They
not saying that
not
the wide receivers they're not doing their job. But again, bro, they're young. None of these guys they don't have that type of experience. Like listen, you look at a person like Xavier Leggett. His confidence has been shot all year. I think Xavier Leggett. I think that you should have tried to get him off the books because he's not.
facts.
I thought that you should have tried to get him off the books, man, or try
They
to make a
should
move.
have.
Or this offseason, you're going to have to try to make a move to get him out of Carolina, man. Because again, I just don't think that he has what it takes. I
He
don't. I think
doesn't.
he can be a solid number 3 or something like that for a team
No.
that had some real elite quarterback play. But here in Carolina, man, like I just don't feel like the players are matching what we have and who we are. They're not. Like again, niggas is like this offensive line, man. Today, like Iquanu been playing well all season. Got his ass ate the fuck up today. Cam Jordan was tearing his ass apart, like getting fucked up all day. Like in the moments is what I'm talking about, bro. Like you go and win a game in Green Bay like you did last week. like you did last week. You went in there, man. You ran the ball. You can't tell me that this team that we played was better than the team that we played last week.
But
The
they're your
Saints,
divisional
the Saints
rival, so you
division
should
games
know.
are tough. I get that, bro. But this was a moment for you to show the world, Christian. This was a moment for you to fucking shut the naysayers and the motherfuckers up. Even if you would have won this game and lost to the Falcons, you still got the respect, bro. You got the respect. This wasn't the game you were supposed to
You're
lose.
absolutely
But
correct,
but
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 you're
You
correct.
wasn't
But
supposed
back,
to lose today.
but
but
that's back to the divisional stuff. How tough it is. The Bills got fucking smacked by Miami Dolphins today. They got smacked,
They were
30
on
to
the road.
13.
They was
Right?
on the
But
road.
it
They
don't
was
but
matter.
you
No, it's again. We talk about how sorry the Miami that when we beat them, everybody kept saying, "Man, the Dolphins are a bad team. They're a bad team." But they smacked the Bills today 30 to 13. That's how I
but
let
think
you
about
know
but
I
think about
how
understand
the
that, but
divisional
I'm with
games,
Waves on this
how
one.
tough
You gotta
divisional
beat
games
the
are.
you
And I'm not
when
making the excuse for the Panthers, right?
I'm not
I
gonna
said
lie.
this was going to be a low scoring game. I thought we was able to pull it out. It was going to be it was a low scoring game, but it was a divisional matchup. And listen, but here's the thing, guys. We panicking too early. Hey, Tampa lost, Atlanta lost. We still second place in the division,
That's fine, man.
Yeah,
But
right?
but
you
when
got
So
you got
you
meaning,
got tough
you
games
don't you
coming up
but
though.
dog, when
oh,
you
but
got
again, we'll
expectations,
figure it
you
out. We're gonna
fail,
figure it
you
out like
crash.
we've been
You
here.
got tough games coming up, bro. You got to win the easy ones. We done lost all of the
Right.
easy ones this year.
And we
All of the
Okay.
won,
easy.
we won ones that we thought we was gonna lose too. So what you saying?
Yeah, but
They
you got
equal
to.
out.
But that's
That's
not
not.
good.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not
not good
good
at
because that
all.
shows inconsistency. And
That's
I
not
get you
good at
gotta
all.
play,
Absolutely.
but hold up,
You're
but
right,
wait.
but
But
that
I
shows
get that you
inconsistent.
gotta
But
play
guys,
who's
keep in mind,
on the schedule,
we
but
won 5 games
when you
last
got
season.
ex
So this team, man,
bro,
has
okay,
progressed. And we got to the
no,
point where we elite yet. We're not there yet. We know that.
they have not progressed. I'm
They
sorry.
they, they
It's
progressed,
the
man.
same.
They
No,
progressed.
it's no. It's
It
no.
might not be
It's
the
the
level that you
no
wanted
no
it,
no.
but they have
It's
progressed
not.
overall.
But no. When it's expectations on this team cracks under all of those expectations, and they have not accomplished it. And that starts with your head coach, and that starts with management. Every week, everybody gets on here every week and complains and talks shit about the quarterback, talk shit about the defense, but they need to be taking accountability on the head coach because at the end of the day, he's the one that's calling these plays. He's the one that's over this team. He has the responsibility. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want to hear about this. It's on nine. It's on no. It's on Dave Canales because he needs to scheme better. He needs to prepare this team better. If they're not coming out to play and doing what they're supposed to be doing, that's on the head coach. That's on him because
Yeah.
he needs to coach better. You like what are we
Well,
talking about? No, it needs to scheme better. He needs to go out there and coach better. He like dog. If you my thing is this, if people come in here and say, "Oh, he don't trust Bryce, so he don't want to go downfield," then why are you the head coach then? That you came, you're the whole reason you were hired here was to help Bryce Young or help it. No, he doesn't go. People don't understand. We don't go deep down the field. It's because we don't have the talent to go down the field. It has nothing to do with Bryce Young. It has
yeah,
everything to
we
do with the weapons. You don't have the personnel to go. This is why I give Dave Canales bail. He doesn't
yeah, like
call it because they don't have the type of talent to go downfield. But they
for
don't
sure.
draft the talent to go downfield. That's
Nah, for
another
sure. I
problem.
I, I agree. I agree 100% with that, man. We about to get ready to get up out of here, man. Look, I don't even want to talk about this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like this today was disappointing, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really disappointed with the outcome today.
I ain't put
Really
myself
disappointed,
upset.
man. Like I just thought that the Panthers was gonna keep this momentum going. You know, they had the city believing again, man. Everybody was turning up, and it just was good to see that. Yes, we're sitting at 500. We are now lost. We're far from being completely out of it. Um, but you got another tough divisional game next week, and I don't know how that game gonna go. I don't know because I don't know what version of us is gonna show up. I
Right.
really don't. I don't know what version of us is gonna show up. Yes, we can go in. So let me go ahead and say it right now. Yes, we can go into Atlanta and win a tough divisional game. Yes, I do think that we have what it takes to do that, but I'm just not sure if we will. I'm just not sure if we will, man. I'm not sure if we're gonna go in there and do that. So, but you're 5-5. I mean, you're 500. I guess that's That's more than what we expected by by week 10. So I had the Panthers winning 7 games this year. Starting coming into the year, I said that we will be a 7-win team. Eight is the stretch goal. Eight is the stretch goal. Uh, I mean, we're still on track to that. But again, you got some tough games coming up, man, and I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not sold on Bryce all the way, man. I just every time I want to give him an opportunity, it just reverts back. Like I'm not sold on him yet. I'm not sold on him yet. I don't know if he
Trying to
can.
save you, Wade.
And the reason for that is because yeah, maybe the coach is not a good parent for him, but you got to remember this is not the guy that this coach chose. This coach didn't choose his guy. This guy was inherited.
But I
You got
don't
to
care
remember.
about that. But
But
no,
hold on,
you took the
time out.
job though.
You took the job because number one, you would have been crazy not to take the job. You were basically a no name, candidate that the Panthers were the only team that interviewed you. You took the opportunity because the opportunity was a great chance to take. Yes, you were hired to try to, you know, continue to develop Bryce, but your track record never said that you had success of doing that. Your track record says that you have success developing age veterans in the NFL, veteran players. Your
So why
track
was he
record,
hired?
that track record doesn't show that you were good at developing young quarterbacks. That track record showed that you were good at developing Baker Mayfields and Sam Darnold and those type of guys. Like those, that's what your track record says. But you were hired to develop a young quarterback who was the number one overall pick. And can I say he's done a great job? I can't. But again, this wasn't his guy. This wasn't the guy that he chose. But I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to stick to this, and we're going to end it on this. If Bryce Young, if we finish 7 wins or less, I always make a prediction for the rest of the year. If we're a 7-win team or less, and Bryce Young is continuing to have these mediocre stats or these mediocre numbers, because that's what they are, and we lose another game or two in the fashion that we lost today, I'm telling you, there's going to be some QB controversy in the all season. And I gave you guys a perfect example. The Chiefs moved on from Alex Smith even when they were winning. Alex Smith was a game manager. He was serviceable. They were in the playoffs. They still drafted a quarterback in the first round, traded up to get that quarterback. So if and then you got to remember something. Bryce Young is due for an extension these next 2 off seasons. He's due for an extension because he'll be going into his 4th year. Most number one overall picks usually get locked up in that 4th year off season, which Bryce is entering. I don't know if the Panthers commit to him long term. I don't know. I think that there's people in the organization that do have their doubts. I think Dave Canales has doubts. I think he has doubts. So I'm telling you, it could be some controversy at the end of this season. Keep your eye on that. And again, there's crazier things has happened, and especially with the Panthers. But you're 5-5. You're still alive, and you have an opportunity next week to get it back above 500. A tough divisional game. It's going to be tough. Not even going to put a prediction out there because it really just depends on which version of the Panthers that show up. But appreciate everybody pulling up to the chat, man. Y'all already know, man. Look, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We are live after every Panther game every Sunday. Appreciate everybody that pull up to the channel. Big Bruh, Christian, CLT, everybody that fuck with the channel, man. Hit the like button on this video. Keep hitting the like button on this shit, man. Y'all keep commenting, comment, like, put it all in the algorithm. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Run your boy up if you fucking with the content, man. And look, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to keep it real about this football team. Y'all know I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to be too high or too low. I'm going to be right here. But, man, look, we going to get up out of here. Everybody be safe. We'll be back again next week after the Falcons game. Peace.